When we hop in the car to go somewhere, our main concern should be the physical safety of ourselves and any passengers that may be in the car with us. But rarely do we even think about the possibility of a collision when we start up the ignition and head out onto the road. Why is that? Well, cars nowadays are extremely safe even in rough conditions. The manufacturers achieve this level of safety through rigorous and expensive crash testing. For most crash testing, it takes a couple of days to fit the car with exhaustive sensors and to set up the room with cameras covering every angle before the car can be smashed into a wall. A team of engineers and technicians must be on hand both in the preparation, execution, and post-crash analysis of each of these tests. The result is an incredibly safe line of vehicles on the market today, and the cost is astronomical. Just a single prototype vehicle to be tested may cost $250,000. A crash dummy to go along for the ride can cost upwards of $100,000, even as much as $400,000. And many of these tests, as you'll see, include multiple dummies in the vehicle. That's just the equipment. Now think about paying the highly skilled personnel we mentioned earlier. Bottom line, it's stinking expensive. So why not take this super expensive process and combine it with super expensive cars? Sound like a good time? Well, wait no more. Here are 10 of the most expensive car crash tests. But before we start, what car is going to be the most expensive? Or maybe the most painful to watch? Go ahead and leave that in the comments, and away we go. Number 10, 2018 Ford Mustang. Since 1903, the Ford Motor Company, based in Dearborn, Michigan, has been producing some of the most reliable and widespread vehicles in the world. Henry Ford popularized the idea of an assembly line as a means of large-scale mass production, which revolutionized the production of goods around the globe and became known as Fordism. Ford remains the second largest producer of vehicles in the US and the fifth largest on Earth. Of all the vehicles Ford has produced throughout the years, the Mustang is the quintessential American car. Making its debut in 1964, the Ford Mustang has gone through 6 generations, which continue today. Watching the crash test of this $26,500 2018 Ford Mustang just feels wrong. But we can rest assured that this muscular vehicle is as safe as possible on the road. Number 9, Chevrolet Camaro. The Camaro originated as a competitor to the Mustang, produced by the American company Chevrolet. The Camaro is known as a pony car, which is an American car classification for affordable, compact, highly styled coupes or convertibles with a sportier performance-oriented image. It went on sale in 1966 and continues to wow the streets to this day. The 2016 model in this crash test has a recommended retail price of $26,700. Number 8, 2019 Dodge Challenger. The Dodge Challenger has been around since the 70s and is one of the nicer cars on the market that is still within a reasonable price range, being right around $30,000. The current third generation of the Challenger is a pony car that was introduced in early 2008 as a competitor to the fifth generations of both the Mustang and Camaro. Just watch that ride shatter. It hurts. Number 7, 2017 Lincoln Continental. Lincoln is the luxury car division of Ford and has been making fine luxury cars since the late 1930s. The Continental's 10 generations span from 1940 to the present day. The 2017 Lincoln Continental in this crash test costs $45,645. Number 6, BMW 5 Series. BMW was founded in 1916 with the original purpose of producing aircraft engines, which it did in 1917 and 1918, and again from 1933 to 1945. Now they're known as a producer of luxury vehicles and motorcycles. Starting at $53,900, the BMW 5 Series shown in this crash test has been around since 1972 and is currently in its 7th generation. Number 5, Mercedes E-Class. Mercedes-Benz is a German company founded in 1926. Based out of Stuttgart, this manufacturer is known for luxury vehicles, vans, trucks, buses, coaches, and ambulances. The Mercedes-Benz E-Class is a line of executive cars registering at MSRP of $54,050. So it hurts to watch this one bashed in from every side. But it's nice to know it'll keep you safe in an accident. Okay, now we're going to take it up a notch. The last 4 vehicles are out of the typical person's price range. It is quite uncommon to spot them on the road unless you're running around in town full of high rollers, and for good reason. They are sweet. Number 4, Lamborghini Murcielago. Just uttering the word Lamborghini conjures up images of rolling dollar signs. This Italian company may be the most well-known manufacturer of super sweet and super expensive vehicles. A direct descendant of the Lamborghini Diablo, the Murcielago, seen in shambles here, was produced between 2001 and 2010 and has a hefty price tag of $450,000. Number 3, Koenigsegg Regera. Koenigsegg is a Swedish sports car manufacturer, founded in 1994. Plenty of research and development went into the creation of these vehicles, as their first street-legal model was not produced until 2002. Koenigsegg is about as designer as it gets. Almost all of the components of their vehicles are produced in-house rather than subcontracted to other manufacturers. The company is also on the forefront of green technology as they push research in flex fuel and other environmentally friendly initiatives. The model you see in this video is the Koenigsegg Regera, and it's a beauty. Until the testing begins anyway. In Swedish, Regera means to rain, and this car reigns as an impressively expensive crash test, with a new model clocking in at a price of around $1.9 million. Number 2, Pagani Huayra. Pagani is an Italian manufacturer of sports vehicles founded in 1992 by the former manager of Lamborghini's composites department, Horacio Pagani. Pagani entered the US market in 2007 and in 2011 released the Huayra, the vehicle you see being tested here. This car is named after the Incan god of wind and is the successor to Pagani's original model, the Zonda. The Huayra flies into the wind and will knock the breath right out of you with its whopping $3.5 million price tag. And number 1, McLaren F1. McLaren Cars, which was replaced by McLaren Automotive in 2010, is a British producer of exotic cars. McLaren Cars produced the F1 seen being tested in this video from 1992 to 1998. McLaren F1s are extremely limited in supply and are a hot item for serious and filthy rich collectors. The record for an F1 sold at a public auction for $15,620,000. But the typical auction price is between $8 and $13.5 million. Whoa. Those crash tests were wicked expensive and a little hard to watch. But we sure are glad that these companies go to such lengths to assure the safety of their customers in the unfortunate event of a collision. But still, it hurts to watch these beauties destroyed. Want more terrific 10s? Hit subscribe and we will look forward to seeing you with our next list of amazing content.